if you're using Claude Code, Cursor, or any coding agent to debug the production issues, your agent is flying blind. Like it doesn't know which service run where, like what dashboard exit actually, which alerts are configured, or how your infra is connected, right? So hey, I'm Pratik, and today I'm going to show you droidctx, which is an open source CLI from DrDroid that fixes this issue. You just need 4 commands and your coding agent gets a complete map of your infrastructure. So let me show you how. So let me show you the problem first. Say I ask my coding agent, like I went to Code Cloud, I just say debug what happened in the Kubernetes cluster as the pods are failing, right? So without context here, what happened? The agent will start guessing. It will check the Kubernetes pod, what happened. It will check the logs. But the service will be running on EKS in production, right? So it will check the Grafana dashboard. It will also check the Prometheus if it has success, and it will also check a Redis install in it if it working in the production. So it will check a lot of tools calls. It will call a lot of tools. It will waste a lot of tokens, and it still doesn't have that answer. So basically, the problem is not with your agent. So it is the agent that has zero context about your actual infrastructure, and it doesn't know what exists, where things live, or how they connect. That's where droidctx fixes this by generating structured context files from your infrastructure. So droidctx is an open source CLI. It is licensed by MIT from DrDroid. So it connects your production tools like Grafana, Dashboard, Datadogs, CloudWatch, PostgreSQL, GitHub, and 20 plus connector totals. And it extracts metadata into structured markdown files. So your coding agent reads these files and instantly knows what dashboard exists, where the things are running, and what they tracks, what services are running, and where they are running, what alerts are configured, and how everything connects. So I just need 4 commands. Let me walk through GitHub repo context builder from the DrDroid lab. So here you can file the quick start guide. I install it. Let me check if I install. Oh, sorry. Right. Oh yeah. I think I installed. It took me a lot of time because I didn't had a lot of space in my machines. We will just, if it install properly, I think we have to check name which what happened. The ducks not found. It's saying yeah, it is found. So this will create when you run the curl command, this will create an isolated venue at the subdirectory, and it put the binary in your path. So you can also use pipx if you prefer using the Python. But yeah, I install property. I will just use other commands. Let's back to documentations. What we have. So we will now initialize the project using the RDX init command. So it initialize the things. I did one thing wrong. I will change to my product, and now I will initialize the command. See, right? So it creates a context folder with credential template. This is where all your connector configs and generate connect context will show. So I will just list that folder here, and I will just cat this file credential. So this is how it looks like. This is everything we have the credential right now. This is right now it is a template, but here's the cool part. Like when you run droidctx, right? It scan your local CLI tools, kubectl, AWS, G Cloud, Google Cloud, Azure, and it auto populate credential everything in it. And if you have kubectl configured in a local machine, it pick up your cluster. And if you have AWS CLI setup, it grab your region and EKS cluster. Let's say I have Kubernetes running in my cluster, so it pick up that, detect that connector, and it included in the file. So you don't need any manual config needed for the tools you already have in your machine. So now we will check using the cat command what we have in the file. So you can see at the starting point we have Kubernetes cluster running here. We have kind cluster running using the test. So I installed it for my testing purpose. Okay, you can see it pick up my Kubernetes cluster from my Kubernetes. For tools like Grafana, Datadog, you can add API keys. Also, it has New Relic production environment integration. A lot of integration it has, right? But you can see the format is very simple. That is YAML, and that is everyone know it. So now what we'll do, we will use a command that is DrDroid sync. It will sync the infrastructure metadata. I will just run it here. So what it did, sync is where the magic happens, right? It connects to every tool in a credential file, extract metadata, and generate a structure markdown file. So you can see, okay, so it started to sync. You can see it is loading the credential from Kubernetes cluster and also the CloudWatch. It is connected. So yeah, the sync got completed, right? So you can see it pulling namespace, deployment services from my local machines. So like we can just check what it by using the command find context resources dash type f pipe hit 30. Cool. Okay. So it find out the kind cluster, CloudWatch API South one, and also some resources and some services. Right. Look. So we have in the overview file here a connector specific summary in the resources file, and this is a key, like a cross reference folder that maps service across the tools. So let me show you what these files actually look like. So see, we will just see what is in the overview file. So the overview file shows every connected tool, resource count, and service it detected. So we will not go much deep into this part. You can see here in the sync command, the output is showing add this to a cloud.mb or agent prompt. Like it also provide us an agent prompt for the cloud to add in, refer to that file that here is an information content, you can refer to this. So what we'll do, we will just copy it, and I will add in my personal project where the things are. So I will just check for where the cloud things is. I don't think we have cloud.md. I will create and I will add it. Okay. I think I misspell it. No worries. Cool. So now when I go back to my infra, so I can just paste this. My production infrastructure is in the file. Like now I will check. You can. That's it. Now when you ask your agent debug something, it reads this file first. It know what exists, where to look, and how things connect. The same prompt, debug what's happened in my Kubernetes cluster. Now it will work completely different. The agent check the right dashboard, it will check the right cluster, and 4 tool call instead of 15. Like it will not hallucinate, it hallucinated before. So here's the main thing. Why this open source tool is really good for us, for a DevOps engineer, for a SRE engineer. So see, personally, when I was building an infra audit, if you might know, if you're following me from a long time, I am building a platform, so which will audit the cloud provider infrastructure for drip compliance and cost analysis. So one of the hardest part is giving any tool, AI or otherwise, enough context about what is actually running in the infra. And droidctx or DrDroid solve that same problem for coding agents. And because it generated plain markdown, you could even feed this context into other tools for auditing the repo platform, documentation pipelines, onboarding systems, and that the infrastructure map is the foundation for it. That's for the video. The link to the repo is in the description. Don't forget to give a star to this project. So DrDroid is a part of DrDroid, which is an AI SRE agent platform that goes way beyond the context. If you want a full anonymous investigation and RCA, check out the DrDroid.io. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you have found this helpful, star the report, drop a like. Don't forget to comment, and see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.